So we have to concentrate people and we have to orient people. Like you have a daily protein requirement.
Right.
And our muscles are really what we have to preserve. So like you guys are doing a really good job on the muscles.
My amino acids, I take them daily.
Yeah, twice a day.
And most people aren't doing enough for their muscles,
Right.
and they're not supporting their muscles, and they're not eating enough protein so that they can keep their muscles. Because if you've got a functioning brain and good muscles, you're going to make it old age and you're going to be okay.
Right.
Because a lot of the glucose metabolism, half the people now have trouble with glucose metabolism. If you got muscles, they can metabolize the glucose and you can handle your blood sugar.
Right.
So, you know, your average person needs probably a gram per pound of body weight of protein.
Right.
Now, almost nobody eats that much.
It's an enormous amount of food.
It's an enormous amount of
And
food.
it's a lot of
And if
pressure
you're
to
trying to
burn.
do an intermittent fast, you know, you're trying to eat all your food in a 16-hour window, you can't eat 150 grams of protein.
No, you can't.
So let's say, so like I don't
And now,
eat.
excuse me,
Sure.
just so you understand.
Yeah.
So even if you got 300 grams of protein, right? I mean, because of the absorption rates, we lose so much in that absorption.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
So
nitrogen.
then we
That's
would
right.
have to eat even more protein.
That's
to
right.
kind of get a net effect, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, all proteins aren't equal.
Right, and it's unsustainable.
This, you know, we don't really learn that in conventional medical school.
Right.
We don't get anything about nutrition, and nutrition is really the most important component of wellness, and we don't get it. We all had to study that outside of our traditional training. And when you look at guys like this with amazing muscles and you know, our practice, a lot of guys are even like, they see those guys and they'll get intimidated. They're like, I'll never get results like this. But my big thing is trying to make people understand how important muscle is. Muscle is not just to look good or to look good at the gym, to be without a shirt, but really it's the utilization of glucose that it does.
Yep.
It is the functionality.
Yep.
To me, muscle strength, grip strength has been one of the independent predictors of mortality as we age. Frailty for elderly. So to me, muscle, and for us doing testosterone, the combination of the right amount of protein with the amino acids and the right hormones to help you build, to help you use those building blocks. So not just to look good, of course, looking good is great, but also to prolong life, have a better life, better health span. So that was, when I made that click, to be like, it's not just about building muscles just to build muscles.
Right.
It's about longevity and health span.
Yeah. If you don't have enough amino acids, enough proteins, all that slows down and you start to lose it. So now if the gut turns over every 8 to 10 days, or the wound takes 3 weeks to heal instead of 1 week to heal, these all have a big impact. And the bones turn over, all these tissues turn over.
Right.
And if you don't remake the proteins, you lose it. And so people get frail, and frailty is a huge risk factor.
Right.
All the neurotransmitter system is
Protein-based.
based on amino acids.
Yeah.
And so we do amino acid panels on everyone that comes in the clinic.
Right.
And 80 to 90% of people have massive deficiencies in their serum amino acids. They aren't getting what they need. And so then their bodies don't function right.
Yeah, you know, in our practice, I find that the people that are sort of, I don't want to label them, but kind of like been living an unhealthy lifestyle for a longer period of time than most.
Yeah.
I mean, the reaction is, 3 weeks in, you know, you make the 3-week phone call and it's like, oh my God, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a combination of things, right? But we always call it the Robin to the Batman to what we do, right?
So one of the things that we always get from our patients is when we tell them, they come to us and then we're counseling them, and the importance of nutrition, of getting the right protein, the right amino acids, you'll always hear them, well, I take whey protein, I take BCAAs, I take all of those, and for them, they think it's enough.
So this is one of the myths. You know, all proteins are equal. You know, if you sit down with your average dietitian and she says, okay, you need 0.8 grams per kilogram a day of protein. Now, if you have a yogurt, there's 8 grams of protein. If you have a balanced bar,
Peanuts.
there's 10 grams of protein. If you have a steak, there's 20 grams of protein. And if you have some peanuts, it's this much protein. And so we just add them up, and if you get to your number, let's say your number is 60 grams of protein a day or 80 grams of protein a day, you're good. And that assumes that they're all equal, but they're not all equal. There's two pathways that can happen with a protein that you eat. So you chew it, it goes to your stomach. These proteins are very long chains of amino acids. Then if you look at actin, which is the major muscle protein, it has over 5,000 amino acids in one muscle fiber.
Wow.
Okay? So you eat some muscle meat, it's got it chopped up into single amino acids. So they come into your bloodstream as amino acids. They go to your cells, and now your cell there has machinery to take the amino acids and make them back into human proteins.
Right.
Now, if the profile of the amino acids in that meat or fish or nut or whatever you're eating isn't right, the protein that you're trying to manufacture can't be made. So let's say we want to make insulin or we want to make serotonin, and the formula says I need one of these, one of these, one of these, and there's a formula. So the amino acids arrived at the cell, and the machinery says I need one of these. Okay, got one. Put it on there. It's like a string. It's like stringing beads. So put the bead on there. Okay, I need one of these. Put it on there. I need one of these. Oh, sorry, I don't have those. I'm low in those.
Right.
That thing doesn't get made. Now it's got to wait for the next meal.
Right.
Now there's about 200 or 300,000 proteins in the body.
Wow.
And this process is going on 24 hours a day, all the time. Repair proteins, make new proteins. These enzymes, liver enzymes, 15 minutes. You got to replace them every 15 minutes.
Wow.
If you don't have enough of these things coming in, you can't do it.
Right.
And so what happens is the body gets backlogged.
Right.
That's illness. That's degeneration. That's frailty. That's no muscles. That's can't think. It's anxiety. It's can't sleep. Because these are the building blocks of the body.
Wow.
And so you've got to have them coming in or you don't get them. When you look at the value of proteins, of having the right amino acids to do the job, there's 8 that you can't make.
Right.
There's 20 or 22 you got in total,
Right.
but if you take in the 8, you can make the rest of them.
Correct.
You can complete a protein.
You can make them. So if you take in the 8, these are the exact right ones so that your body can make any protein it wants. Now, if you look at whey protein, and you can measure this, what percentage of the whey protein that you eat, because the profile of whey protein of essential amino acids is different, only about 16% of it is utilized to make body protein. So now you got 84% of it is calories. It's a carb. Okay?
It gets
And like
turned
with
into
whey
insulin.
protein, it's very insulinogenic. You see blood pressure spikes with it, or blood sugar spikes with it, and you see insulin spikes with it because it's mostly a carb. So if you take the 8 essential amino acids, they are complete. They're 99% utilized to make body protein, and they're a perfect supplement for virtually anyone. You know, if you're a housewife and you have a cup of coffee and a bagel for breakfast, and a salad with 4 ounces of chicken for lunch, and some vegetables and maybe, another small protein portion, you are gonna be protein malnourished.
Yep.
You are, I can guarantee you.
Yep.
And I've measured these in really thousands of people. All vegans are protein malnourished.
Yeah.
All vegetarian, I'm saying all, almost all, vegetarians are protein malnourished.
Right.
You just can't get enough for what the body needs to keep up and keep healthy. So we just say, okay, if you enjoy that lifestyle, fine, do it. Or you're doing it for spiritual reasons, no problem. Just supplement with the things that you need so that your body doesn't deteriorate as you age.
For people who are doing an HCG diet or any extreme restrictive diet, when you state that you lose about 1 pound of muscle for every 4 pounds of weight that you lose,
Right.
correct?
Right. It's lean body, not just muscle.
Right, lean body.
But when you do that diet and you lose 20 pounds, okay,
muscle.
which could happen. And so you've lost, for every 20 pounds, you lost five pounds of
Muscle.
That's a
lean
lot.
body mass.
Which
You
is
try to
bad.
get that back.
That's a lot.
That is very hard.
Very
And to
hard.
regain it, especially if you're older, is going to be very hard.
So when in this country we hear malnutrition, we're thinking about somebody from a third world country,
Yeah.
right? You can have somebody who's overweight, has a lot of extra body fat, and is protein malnourished.
Absolutely. It's common. It isn't
so
even
common.
unusual. It isn't unusual in this country.
Yeah. No, but the average person doesn't think so. So when they see somebody who's overweight, they'll think, oh, this person is not malnourished, she's overnourished.
Right.
But with the wrong building blocks, and you need the protein. I
Right.
think this is what's important. I really want to get to our patients.
Yeah.
How important, how much, who would build a house and not get cinder blocks?
Right.
You're going to build a house and you don't have the building blocks.
Right.
So this is the important thing. I really want everybody to understand. Not all protein are made equal. So when I hear patients again who tell me, well, I take enough protein. Okay, let's look at what you're taking.
Yeah, and to your point, it's even more important. We were talking about this earlier. With the kind of advent of the ketogenic diet that has become so popular, and by the way, very good. But now, when you look at the supermarket, it's like everything has whey protein. Everything is made with whey protein, and people think it's just that. Oh, I take all my protein shakes and my protein bars, and they don't know that most of it is sugar. And this is why they get frustrated. It's like, I don't understand. I eat protein bars and I go to the gym and I still don't lose weight. Well, there's your answer.
Here's the other thing that's important. When you, let's say, in the morning, you had your last meal at 6 o'clock at night. So by 8 o'clock in the morning, you're already fasting. You are catabolic. You are breaking your body down. Okay? There is no pool of amino acids in the body.
At
Fats-
14 hours.
Anytime there's no pool.
Right.
I mean, we have pools of fat. We have pools of carbohydrate. Okay? We have glycogen. We have stores of it. So if the body needs some, it can pull it out.
Right.
With proteins, there's no storage. It's of the flesh.
Right.
Okay? So by 16 hours, you are catabolic. The body needs amino acids. It's trying to do repairs on some stuff, and it's going to take your proteins and break them down and make new ones. So what I say to people is, as soon as you get up in the morning, take 10 grams of amino, because you want to spike that anabolic thrust of like, okay, we're going to repair now, because we've been in an 18-hour or 16-hour time when we couldn't really repair very well.
Right.
And then and that gets people going. I mean, giving calcium to someone with osteoporosis doesn't fix their bone.
Right.
A bone is a collagen base. Okay, so the structure is a form of collagen. There's a collagen structure framework, and then calcium and phosphorus get stuck on there. Now, if a person is amino acid deficient, if they're protein deficient, the collagen structure starts to break down. And so instead of, if this was like the collagen structure and we were going to stick bone on there, and now because of breakdown, 30% of that structure is gone. Let's say going from 20 to 60 years old.
Yeah.
30% of the lean body mass, and so 30% of the bone mass is going to be part of that. Then now you've only got this left. You can take all the calcium you want. It's not going to make a difference. You're not going to rebuild the bone.
Right.
You have to give the osteocytes, the osteoblasts. These are the bone cells that make bone. You have to give them amino acids, and they make this, and they make this, and they make this, and they make this. And then you got enough vitamin D, and you got enough calcium, and you got enough testosterone, and you got these various things that are important in this, and now you make new bone. And now the bone density, and you give them, you got to give them enough exercise, or you stress it a little bit.
Right.
Deadlift, squats, things like that, where they start to build bone. Now you do their bone densities a year later, and it's like, oh my God, we're not osteoporosis anymore.
Wow.
The bones are healing.
Incredible.
But the important thing is the amino acids, and virtually nobody who leads the field of osteoporosis is talking about this at all.
Nobody.
They're pushing medications that don't really make new hard bone. So this is the key to it.